Well, the clock is ticking, and you could say we are officially on Nell's week. As it states on my end, we are 3 days and 23 hours away before Nell makes her appearance. Okay, I just had to triple check. Thankfully, these boys are staying around. Gives me a chance to focus on Gin so we can maximize this man's, because of course you guys already know Jojo. I've already done a video on it talking about the #1 meta team on who's going to be running the show with the release of the newest character Nell, and how much she will be elevating not just abnormal damage or abnormal damage usage, should I say, but also more so on the thrust element. Now, with all that being said, I cannot deny this update has been crazy good in terms of the fixes, the improvements. Like, the way that the developers have handled this game has been spot on, and it's again been out for a couple of months. This is one of the big reasons why this game is praised a lot. Also, I should mention, I think in sales we've actually boomed once again because of Chinese New Year. Before I get ahead of myself, before I actually show you guys the numbers, there is a new code, and I think it's for CN and could be for SEA possibly. But this is the code. I'll put it down below. Again, it's more for CN / potentially SEA, but I suspect Global will get a code later on, and it does kind of give us some good resources and 150 jade, so I can't complain on that one. But yeah, that's the newest code. Again, when Global gets the code, because eventually Global will get a code, I'll be sure to update it either on a video or in the descriptions of my videos as per usual. That is a massive jump, a huge jump, because I'm pretty sure we were just on the edge of like, no, I think we were over the top 100 spots, I'm pretty sure, if I can remember correctly. So that's insane. That's insane to make it into the top 10. Wait, is it? Wait, where's Naruto Mobile? Where's my Naruto Mobile? No, where's Naruto Mobile? Okay, #2. Wait, who's #1? Okay, I've seen enough. Alright, that's fine. So yeah, the game is doing absolutely fine. And again, with this current update, along with what was announced through the live stream, everything about what they're providing us, the modes, the fixes, the improvements, they pretty much ticked a lot of the boxes, truth be told. I like, obviously we've got the ×2 on the corridor keys, we've got the Kenpachi event that allowed us to selectively choose stamp stats, and to be fair, the substats that they actually provided through the sets that we can aim for were actually really freaking good. Well, for me, they were really good. So overall, like I said, things that we were asking for, things that we were hoping for future improvements, well, the developers heard us. They pushed it out already, tested things out, and I'm just gonna say it. It is a W on my book, something that I want to see going forward. Now, the reason why I make this video is because, well, I do want to give some. Well, I have the opportunity to provide more feedback as per usual. I don't know if it's an ongoing thing for Global and whatnot, but I've got the opportunity to, again, do another set of feedbacks, and it really got me thinking. I was like, what else is there for me to actually inform the developers on what I want to see? Because they've pretty much hit it out of the park in terms of what they're currently working on right now, right? And including with what they have actually implemented into the game already. So it's more so of asking you guys, like, is outside of PvP and multiplayer, because I know those are the two of the probably two of the biggest ones that we would like to see in game, and I'm sure in due time, because obviously with that type of stuff it's going to take time for them to figure out, if they can figure it out, that is, you know, eventually it'll get added in, so we'll kind of leave that as is. It's something that I'll always kind of slip in there and be like, oh, you should consider looking into PvP, multiplayer, online type of play, but whether we'll get that, we'll have to wait and see. Now, with all that being said, I think these are like my only things I can really think of, and it's fairly simple on the little improvements that is left to make this game just chef's kiss, right? There's only little they can do. First and foremost is making it so that we can do multiple runs on these sets, because obviously doing it one by one, I don't know about you guys, but it is annoying as hell. I'm trying to get multiple runs in to run my sets, so I think that is again a fairly easy one that if they want to push in, they can quite do so. I think that's one small improvements that we can look at, of course. Substats re-rolling. I mean, again, that's nothing too major, but in the case of, let's say you, I don't know, get something decent here, main stat wise, and then substat wise, something like this happens, maybe we could reset it, something along the lines of that, you know. But I wouldn't be opposed of substat re-rolling, or something to push, maybe guaranteeing us like 2 substats of our choosing, something along the lines of that. Because again, the only issue right now with these stamp cards, now that we've got what Kenpachi had with the choosing of the main stats, of course, is yeah, the only issue we have with that is on hand with these is just the substats being appalling. But that isn't too much of a major thing, because again, through the Kenpachi event, I had such good rolls on these stamp cards releasing with decent and good substats. So I don't know if it's just me getting lucky or what. More than likely probably is, so I'm just going to throw that in there. Maybe that's something that they can look into, just to kind of make it so that the substats, we have some form of control of it, we'll say that. Oh, another thing which I do want to mention, and this is, I actually thought this was already a thing, but it's not. But in every other game that I've played, you can use other form of materials. So for example, let's say I needed the thrust scrolls. In other games, you were able to use other materials of the same material, but obviously it's different typing. But you were able to use the same materials to then convert it into the similar item, but it being a different typing, if that makes sense. So basically, let's say I needed thrust scrolls, I can use the same rarity as the other typing scrolls, use them to then put it towards thrust. So again, I'm very surprised on why we don't have that, because I think that would be huge to have. So again, a fairly easy one to implement, so I mean, hopefully this is something that is looked into. Also, another thing which I will most definitely recommend, I think this one's going to be a pretty nice one. Now, everything that they've informed us on with the changes that they've made when it comes to getting the SSR fragments for the stamp, well, for us to use in the fusion side of it to give us a high rarity or an SSR stamp set, of course. I think if we dismantle, how do you guys feel about that? I think if we dismantle, we should get 1 piece per dismantle. I think that would be nice, because in reality then you would have to dismantle 10 or 20, which is a hefty amount. I think this is something which I would say is more of a positive note that they should implement into the game. This is just, again, another way of helping us, the players, making it so that the whole farming on the stamp set side of it is not as cancerous. Because if they're going to commit to what they're doing with the Kenpachi event, then we know that's going to be more on the line on the final week of the newest update, which is a bit of a wait, especially when the new character releases, right? I don't exactly want to be waiting 2 goddamn weeks. That's just way too much. So I think this is something that needs to be looked into, because I think this would be a huge benefit and a huge help for us, the players, when it comes to grinding the mode, wasting our stamina, getting horrible sets. This is kind of like a plan B to kind of help us out. So I think this is, again, something that I will be most definitely recommending, because I would love to see something like that being implemented. Because again, destroying some of these to then, you know, get the fusion going on, I mean, we could still get done dirty, I'm not going to take that away, but you never know, it could help us. I mean, well, I say it could, it's like a last line of defense to kind of give us that helping hand. So yeah, that's another recommendation which I'll be making. Now, I don't know how some people are going to feel about this one, but what if we had some form of this is another thing which I'm very weirded out, or that I've not seen, because I understand that the developers don't want to make this game like heavily pay to win, and I respect that, but like, I'm not gonna lie, there's so much that they can actually do. So one thing which I will mention, and I believe Bleach Brave Souls actually does something similar to that, and I believe it's in the pass where you get some form of like perks and benefits. Nothing, well, I wouldn't say it's okay, it's more so on the stamina gathering and regeneration. I think it's done in a higher rate with the purchasing of the battle pass. I mean, I would not be opposed to that. I think that'd be pretty nice to see. Maybe they could do like a different pack of that at a very low cost, possibly, but something like that would be pretty nice. But again, it's on the pay to win side of it, but I mean, if they could kind of manage it in a more of a smaller pack, then I think that would be pretty nice, outside of maybe the battle pass. Maybe the battle pass is a bit too much, should I say. because it is a little bit expensive. Not as expensive as any other games, I should mention. It's pretty cheap, but still, money is money. You know, you want to kind of get things for the low cost. And if it is just going to be stamina regeneration, then I wouldn't expect that to be anything too costly. Maybe throw a few more things in there and then kind of give her like a little bundle. But anyway, yeah, that's just stamina regeneration. That's just focusing more on the stamina side of it. I'm sure there's other means of providing us with stamina, but that's just something from Bleach Brave Souls that I've just kind of seen. So there's that. And I guess the last thing which I'm going to be mentioning, now if you guys can remember, the developers did speak about how if there's a lot of requests on a certain character that they might consider looking into that character to buff them up. I'm going to say it right now, for the love of God, I am actually going to mention this Byakuya. I'm sure some of you guys have noticed and seen it yourself, but like the difference between the Byakuya that we have compared to the AI boss Byakuya is just two different versions. Has anyone noticed that? Because the one that we have that is playable, doo-doo. Okay, I want to go as that far, but why is it that the boss one actually just feels top tier? Like, what? The difference between the two is insane. Either way, I will be mentioning and pushing for Byakuya needing the buff. I will also throw in Ichigo, because I do want to see my boy Ichigo get that DPS buff in terms of taking away that stupid counterattack and stuff, or keeping that as is and then kind of then providing a little bit more for him through his 4th dupe, and I believe it's his weapon card that need to be buffed up. So that's two of the things which I'll be mentioning for my boy Ichigo, but I'm definitely going to be pushing in for my boy Byakuya, because as it stands right now, I think he is pretty much the worst SSR character that we have. I'm just going to point it, put it plainly. But yeah, if you guys can let me know your thoughts in terms of what you guys want changing, added in and whatnot. I think I'm going to specify like what most would want in the game. So if there's any other little improvements, unless I've mentioned it, then yeah, just let me know down below, because I'm going to give my feedback as per usual. And then yeah, I don't know if well, hopefully you change it. Well, because of course I'm on the CN side of it. Yeah, hopefully this is looked at. Well, not well. I know I'm just a single person, but you know, feedback is feedback. Again, if there's a lot of us kind of mentioning the same thing, then you never know. Some positive changes can come about. But again, with how the game has been so far and with the updates that they have released, this game is looking to be on such a good run, and I cannot wait for the future. And if the developers are going to be hearing our feedbacks and whatnot, then hey, it is a W all round, and we should consistently give our feedback back. So yeah, if you guys want me to add anything more on, let me know down below. I'm probably going to wait 24 hours just to see what you guys are saying, and then if there's any more additional things to put in there from you guys, I'll put that in on my end, so that way I'm one of many giving back the same feedback, so that way the developers will then look into that, and hopefully we'll get more outside of Nell's update going into the next update, if the more changes will come about and things get picked up from what I've mentioned. But like I said, there's little improvements left for this game. I'm just going to be completely honest. The things that I've picked, I'm just nitpicking at this point. But then again, I'd rather have it than not have it. So, but there's a lot that they could do in terms of adding it. But I'm just very eager to see on the addition of content being added. And I hope and I pray that when it comes to the next stream that they do, which is going to be obviously after Nell, I hope they acknowledge some form of like online play. I just need them to acknowledge it, just to give us hope. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it there. Oh, before I forget, Wakemundo has been added. Well, we can't visit it yet. Where am I going? There it is. And I should also mention, I don't know if you guys have spotted it already, but there is going to be decorations over here. So it seems that soon we will be able to decorate. I don't know what it means by decorations. I don't know if it means that we're going to be decorating the places we can visit, or if it's going to be decorating our characters' slots and whatnot. I don't know, but it says decoration, so God knows what that's going to be for. But I'm very much looking forward to that.